Namaskar everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Lalitha and I'm co-teaching this class. And a little about myself. I've been playing Kaimani for the last 20 years on Amma's tours. I've had the grace to be able to accompany Amma. And I wanted to share what I've learned and kind of best practices to share with you all when you're playing with your bhajan group. So before we get started, the musicians will bow to their instrument. It's a sign of reverence, it's a sign of humility that you bow down to the symbol of what the instrument is, which is Goddess Saraswati, which is the goddess of knowledge. So you're bowing in humility that you'll have the grace to be able to play, that not only that you enjoy, everyone else enjoys, but also to purify nature around you. So that's why if you ever notice when people bow, that's what they're seeking, those blessings. So let's bow together and then we can begin. Alright, so what you do when you're going to play Kaimani is, in this case, I'm right-handed, so I might hold it differently. If you're left-handed, you can choose how you hold it. So what I usually do is my right hand is more of my dominant hand that's moving. So I'll just quickly show you. So this is my left, and how I hold it, kind of like chopsticks, just kidding. You kind of hold it, so my thumb goes against the flat part. You can see that. My index finger rests on the rounded side of the wood handle, and my middle finger is resting also on the wood handle, in between the metal and the wood handle. And then my ring and pinky are kind of just floating. And when I play, I hold it, so you can see, sometimes my ring finger touches the metal. I hold it like this, so it sits in my lap like this. And then my right hand, which is my dominant hand, I hold like this. So it kind of cradles inside my hand. You can see this way. My index finger is, I sometimes use it for balance, but usually it's just kind of hanging out. So you can see this is how I play the Kaimani. This is what it looks like, and I usually play it down here on my lap. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to cover some of the strokes. So there's three main strokes. There's the open stroke, there's closed, and there's something that we call rest. And rest is probably the most important because you need to be able to count it where you're actually not doing anything, and that's probably the hardest part. So let's cover open, and I'll talk about some things to think about when you're playing that open sound. So I'll just show you. So I'm striking here, you can see, and what I'm doing is it's a movement like this. So it's kind of a half of a C or half of a circle or quarter of a circle. It's this movement. So I go down, now you try. So let's do this together. And we'll try to do it in a rhythmic pattern. So you go 2, 3, 4. So when I come down, I'm making sure that I hit. So I use my thumb to anchor as I make this movement. And that's how you get a really clean, open sound. You kind of want to avoid this thing where it sounds like a double sound, or it's not as pure as the open. And when you think of a fast bhajan, you always can find that open sound. Now, the second stroke that we're going to cover is a closed. So closed looks like this. And it may seem simple. So you try, let's do this together. And 1, 2, ready, go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to combine an open and a close. So it'll be open, closed, open, closed, open, closed. Let's do this together a couple times. Open, closed, open, closed, open, and if you notice there, the open can be as loud as you want it. It depends how hard you strike it. So I'll just show you the dynamic of that. So it's now rest is what it sounds like, where you do an open, rest, closed, rest, 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 open, rest, closed, rest. So those are a few strokes you can try and practice.